My name is Sean Walker. I'm a Principal Emerging Practices Architect and part of the Ranger team here at ServiceNow. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the SaaS integration for AHA. So some of the important things for you to know about the integration with AHA can be found on the ServiceNow product documentation website, and I've included a QR code here to the procedure on how to integrate with AHA that I'll be going through today. Some of the things you'll need to know before you get started is you're going to want to know what you're going to do with the AHA subscription. Are you going to want to just download the subscription, pull the user activities, or actually go ahead and reclaim the subscription as well? And that'll tell you the different roles that are required. In this case, they're all the same. It's all going to need AHA admin roles. The next thing you're going to need is when you go ahead and do the integration within your ServiceNow instance, you're going to need either the SAM integrator role or the system admin role. I'm now going to jump into the AHA portal and a ServiceNow release, Yokohama release, and show you how to do the integration. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and logged into the AHA portal as an administrator, and we're going to go ahead and create the OAuth application. So I'm going to come up into settings and go to the personal settings. And from there, we're going to come into developer. And here's where we're going to create our OAuth application. So I click on OAuth application, and then I come over and click on register OAuth application. We'll give this now a name. And we're going to need to put the redirect URL in here. So what it's going to be is your instance name with an OAuth redirect.do. So I'm just going to replace instance here with the name of my instance. And I'm going to click on create. Okay, now we have all the information we're going to need to create our ServiceNow integration profile. So you're going to want to make sure you copy the client ID and the client secret so that you can use it during the ServiceNow integration profile setup. Now I'm going to pause the video and switch over to my ServiceNow instance. Okay, so now I've logged into my ServiceNow Yokohama instance and I've navigated to the software asset workspace. So we're going to set up the integration profile by going to license operations, and we're going to scroll down into direct integration profiles. From here, we're going to go ahead and click on new and type the integration profile AHA. And click continue. Now I do know this is a slight bit different than the product documentation says. I'm going to show you there's two ways to do it, and I find this way a little bit easier. So we're going to put the name for this. We're going to say AHA integration demo, and we're going to go ahead and click save. Now what this is going to do is it's going to bring up the connection and credentials that are going to be used to create the connection into the AHA portal. Now the documentation has you go to connection and credentials first. I'm having you go to connection and credentials after we start the integration. So we're going to go ahead and click on open record, which is going to take you directly into the connection credentials that are going to be used by this integration. So I'm going to need to make sure I click here to edit this particular record, and we're going to go ahead and click create new credentials. There we go. And so what this is going to do is it's actually going to ask us for the provider name here. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to copy that provider name that you see within your AHA instance. So I'm just copying it here from my notes. And we're going to go ahead and paste this. So we got this Chaser Rich Glad. Now I have just a trial portal for AHA. So that's why the name's a little bit weird. Yours will be different. And then we're going to go ahead and copy the application ID that we copied in our previous step. And we're going to copy that client secret that we did in that previous step as well. And we can see that our redirect URL is already here. So we're going to go ahead and click create and get OAuth token. And it's going to go ahead and try and access the AHA portal. Now I am currently logged in the same browser into my OAuth instance still. So it's kind of passing through the credentials already. So you may have to log in at this point if you've not done that. So go ahead and click on the authorize once you've logged in. And it's going to authorize the connection on the OAuth portal. Once that's done, we can go ahead and click update here. And we can go back into our OAuth integration demo. I'm just going to hit save here, make sure everything's saved, and then I'm going to go ahead and click validate connection. And what this is going to do is validate that we have that successful connection into the OAuth portal. Now, one of the things I should have mentioned earlier before I went ahead and created this profile is you have the option to pick what you want to do with this particular integration, whether you just want to download or whether you want to reclaim as well. Now that we are done, I'm going to leave all those checked. We're just going to go ahead and hit publish. And that's going to publish this particular integration profile. And then what we can see here is we've got automatically some scheduled jobs that have happened. So it's in progress right now, doing the integration into the OAuth portal. And we can go see that it's gone ahead and completed. We come over into software models. It has created a software model for this OAuth Labs Inc. And then if we come over to software subscriptions, we see a couple of software subscriptions that have come in for my instance already. This is just a demo instance, as I mentioned, so there isn't very much data. You will likely have a lot more data coming in through your integration. Now we can come into license operations, and there's another thing I can show you is if you take a look at the SaaS feature usage, this is also going to show you some of the information. I believe OAuth only logs login information, so you can definitely see all the login information coming in on a regular basis when those scheduled jobs run. So those jobs will run and it'll bring in that SaaS feature usage as well as your subscription information. For more information on this, you can go to the ServiceNow product documentation site, scan the QR code and take you to the integrating with OAuth process document. There's also a good white paper on introduction to SaaS subscriptions if you're just getting started with SaaS subscriptions. And there's also a good documentation on reclaiming user subscriptions, which will tell you what the reclaim flow will do for each one of the SaaS integrations. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.